Hi, Aubrey. How are we doing today?
Good, how are you?
Good. So obviously the back line has had some struggles earlier on in the season, and I just wanted to ask you how you felt how the team has adjusted and improved defensively and how you've handled that as a leader.
Yeah, I think we did have some struggles. We also had some really good play. We had three shutouts in a row at one point. So it was just, I would attribute that to a lack of consistency with not having the whole team available. We've only got Paige back recently, Kate back recently, Croy, Trin. So it starts from the front, we defend as a whole. So I wouldn't isolate it back or just tend to like the back four and the goalkeeper, but I think it's been a progressive journey of getting our players healthy, of getting used to playing together and being able to play our own style. Whereas maybe at the beginning of the season, we just kind of had to piece together what we had and we scraped out some great results, but ultimately it was difficult to stay consistent. But I think we've been resilient despite all our struggles this year and a lot of change in what we thought was maybe going to be a less or a more maybe stable season. There was a lot of change, there was a lot of difficulties. So I think we've responded really well and we're in a good spot now as we have a lot more players available and more depth and everyone's just really playing well together.
Appreciate that. And just a fun one. Do you have any fall cookie recommendations for us?
Oh, I mean, it's pumpkin season, so pumpkin chocolate chip are always a good cookie to make. Pumpkin muffins, I made those recently. So yeah, anything pumpkin, I would say.
Awesome. Appreciate it. Thank you so much, Aubrey.
Jason, you could go ahead.
Hi, Aubrey. Thanks for speaking with us today.
Yeah.
Um, I realized after the game that a lot of times when the team maybe has to pull one out or it's maybe a little somewhat disappointing, we end up getting you in the mix zone, and then this game went in the opposite direction and we didn't ask for you. So I was wondering, from your perspective, it was a pretty easy day at work. What does it mean to sort of be able to tactically dominate a game in the way that you did last week?
Yeah, it's probably because usually, if we're not scoring, there's not the goal scorers to talk to. So they send in the keeper, right? But yeah, you nailed it. I think it was one of our most complete performances of the season. And it was a bit more boring, should we say, for me. I didn't really have too many saves to make. It was pretty straightforward. I thought we were well organized. We kept possession, so of course, with that, we have to defend less. And yeah, everyone just executed the game plan well, and we played really well together, moved the ball, a lot of clean passing. I think our pass completion rate was in the 80s, I believe. Um, so yeah, it was great. Happy to see the team perform the way that I know we can, and so I'm looking forward now to playing a tougher opponent. How can we translate and keep building off of that momentum against Seattle?
And speaking of Kansas City, I'm sure you've seen plenty of them at this point. It's pretty obvious it doesn't take a ton of expertise on our end to figure out. You watch them play once and you're like, wow, they're really good at just about everything. What are some things that you've seen that are maybe a step or two below the surface that make them able to reel off wins like they do?
Ooh, good question. I don't think they've really been tested. They've had an outrageous streak of shutouts, which I'm like, low-key jealous of. But I hope we get out there and we don't play timid and afraid. And I think a lot of people, obviously so, respect Chewinga's pace and sit in more of a low block and prevent those balls behind. So yeah, they're not pressed. Yeah, I mean, I can't give away too much of what we're planning to do, but just in general, I would like to see a team, us, go against them with some personality and not back down. But um, yeah, know that they want to jump in the middle. They're trying to force those balls down the center where they can then counter and again use their speed. So rather than play into their hands, we're trying to um, attack a bit more through the width. They're a very narrow team. They defend the center. So I think that suits us well. We've got a lot of great wide players. especially now that we've got Paige back. She's, a great threat on the dribble, and I think Gabby Carl's been having low-key one of the better seasons in the league. So I think we've got some great wide players. Obviously, Tren, the list goes on. So um, I think that's what we'll look to do is not play the way they want us to play and look to attack the width a little bit more.
Appreciate it. Thanks so much.
Andre, you could go ahead.
Thank you. Hey, Aubrey, thanks for speaking with us. Kind of want to follow up on Jason's question a little bit, and obviously not to give away too much, but I'm thinking a bit more so in kind of a team mentality standpoint. This is number one versus number two, but because Kansas City has been so dominant, most people expect most weekends that Kansas City is going to dominate a game. Does that give the team any extra motivation to say, hey, actually, we're very talented and we are number two in the league, so this should be a fair fight than what most people are thinking?
Yeah, they've kind of run away with it, which, yeah, I wish it was a little bit closer. We could challenge for that number one spot. They've been having a great season, but yeah, like you're saying, I think we're right there. When we played them earlier this year, we felt the scoreline was kind of deceiving. They beat us 2-0, but the first goal was maybe an iffy penalty kick, kind of an unlucky handball on Esme Morgan. And then the second goal, we were pushing for the equalizer, and they scored a counter, I think in the like 90 plus fourth minute. So really, all things considered, it was pretty even. So yeah, I think it'll be a great match. It'll be a great test for us and a great opportunity, especially going into their home environment where they've been pretty, unbeatable, so to speak, this year. But yeah, I think it'll be a good game. Of course, they're probably the favorites, and I think that suits us well because we like to be, the underdogs. I think this team is great at kind of fighting back. So, yeah, I'm excited to see how we match up against them.
Yeah, definitely same, especially coming off of the Seattle performance. And speaking of that game, like Jason said, we didn't get a chance to talk to you, but it was a very complete
I
game.
blame Sam.
Exactly. I wanted to get your perspective on Abiodun. We talked about a couple of other players about her and her debut and how important she was specifically defensively and in possession. What was your view from the goalkeeper position?
She really impressed me. Obviously, we saw her at preseason. Preseason, she was in with us before she went out on loan. But it's hard to really get, an understanding of what someone can do until you're in those NWSL matches. So I think she really rose to the occasion, especially being pretty new and trying to understand our style of play and our spacing and everything. I thought she integrated quite seamlessly, and I'm yeah looking forward to how she continues to develop. But yeah, she's an overall athlete. She's got an engine, and it's got a lot of great tools. So yeah, I think she's been a great addition and excited to see her develop.